Hey guys, Denis Kozhar here. In this video I want to speak about my settings, so you will be more familiar what's going on in my interface. First of all, in the Customize Unit Setup tab, I set my display unit scale to centimeters and system unit setup also to centimeters. Then in the preference, I change use large buttons to small one. Just get rid of this checkbox. Next, I also uncheck use real world texture coordinates and default by layer for new nodes. I want to set up by myself all textures with tiling and sizes in UVW modifier, and this checkbox available for this function. So when I create, for example, a box, I can press Alt X and make it transparent. In the object properties of this object, I have property by object, and here this see-through function. If I will not uncheck this default by layer for new nodes, the object that created will have the property with by layer, and it will not allow me to use this hotkey Alt X to make it transparent. It's much more faster and easier way to make it so I keep this unchecked. Next, you can often see that I use Ctrl plus right mouse button, and here I get access to all these common used functions. Next, in the Customize preference, on the gamma settings, I use gamma 2 and 2, all these marks checked. And when you deal with some files that have mismatch with your gamma settings, you need to choose the one that will keep gamma and LUT correction enabled. Bitmap files input and output must be 2 and 2. So when you see 1.0, you need to avoid it and use 2 by 2. So it depends on which settings the file have, you need to keep or adopt. So if your system gamma doesn't correct, and in my file that you opened 2 by 2, 2 by 2, input and output, you need to select adopt. If the file that you download with some models mismatch with gamma, you need to keep the system if they are correct. You can have another situation when in your file or in someone else gamma LUT enabled and in yours disabled. So you need to adopt so it will be enabled in your system too. And when you working with different units, you need to adopt the files units or keep your system and rescale this file. What the problems can be with that? If you're working with the small models, much more chances that everything will be okay. But if you open large project, for example, the one that I will be created, you can have some troubles with some different modifiers. They doesn't know correctly how to work with rescaling units, and you can have some troubles. So I advise you to work in centimeters like I will be, or make your own project in your own units, and don't get surprised if you will open my scene and trying to add some things from my scene to your scene, and the units mismatch will cause some troubles. Just don't be surprised by this. Okay, next on the Files tab, I use backup interval like 30 minutes. You can choose whatever you want. For me, it's more preferable. Next, if you have small display size, you can go to Customize, Show UI, and hide Show Ribbon, uncheck, and uncheck Show Track Bar. So you will get much more space to work with your scene. That's the most common things. If you have any question, please ask me, and see you in the next video. Bye!